bankruptcy in 2009, leaving just about everyone wondering what's going on with GM.
We've moved from a cost culture after the bankruptcy to a customer culture.
The automaker says the surge in recalls is because it's holding itself to higher safety standards, tackling problems more quickly. They also follow newly minted CEO Mary Barra's congressional testimony about why it took GM a decade to report an ignition switch defect that has been tied to at least 13 deaths.
Employees of General Motors, from engineers, investigators, all the way up through executives, were briefed on information associated with this recall.
That violation alone cost GM the maximum $35 million civil fine and will likely cost the company significantly.
People coming in, and hopefully, if you do know someone with these cars, please tell them, because not everybody watches TV or gets on the internet. Some people don't have any clue, but I'm always concerned when there's 30 recalls in 1 year. Yes, they're being very proactive, but the bottom line is I think consumers are going to pay more for cars, and that's what Sergio Marcioni said yesterday of Chrysler, or FCA, because he thinks that if we're going to do this much oversight, every little teeny thing is going to create a recall. It's going to cost somebody money down the road, and it's going to be the consumer.
Interesting. So, Poppy, still, despite what we've just said, that people are still buying General Motors cars and still driving them, you know, you have to wonder if these cars are safe to drive. And I know you're fixing little tiny things, but it's still concerning when there are so many recalls.
Yeah, I think that's such an important question. I mean, you have to go on, everyone really that owns a GM vehicle should go on gm.com/recall or go on the main website to the owner page, put your VIN number in there, see if your car is recalled, because there have been 13.8 million of them recalled this year. Yes, overall, most of them are safe to drive, General Motors is saying, but they have put some on recall that they do not want you to drive, that they will have come picked up at your home, brought into dealerships, and fixed. There was one recent recall where they said don't put someone in the passenger seat because there was an airbag issue. So bottom line, you have to figure out which cars it is and what the issue is, but they will clearly state whether or not it is safe to drive or not. I think the key for this company, Carol, is transparency. We're waiting for their internal report to come out about why on earth we didn't know about the ignition switch defect for a decade and why there wasn't a recall. That has to come out by June 30th. Now, are they going to just release it to NHTSA, the government agency, and Congress, or are they going to make that public to the American people? I think everyone is going to want to see that and frankly should see that.
Absolutely. And Lauren, the last question to you, you know, the American auto business had finally started to come back and get a great reputation again, and now this has happened. What will the lasting impact be, do you think?
I think that people that are true GM enthusiasts will always be GM. You know, my father always bought GM, and that's what he would buy forever. Nothing would stray him. But people that look around, it may be difficult to get some of those clients that bought cars that maybe felt uncomfortable about the recalls. Maybe they'll buy elsewhere. Some people still call it government motors, even though they're out of the General Motors business, and they'll never come back. So it is helping the whole automotive industry. Believe it or not, we're going to be over 16 million cars this year. So the automotive industry is growing, and GM hopes to get some of that back. Their biggest market is China, and it continues to grow.
Lauren Fix, Poppy Harlow, thanks so much. I appreciate it. So to come in the newsroom, it's a showdown at the Golden Arches. McDonald's workers bringing the fight for better pay right to the company's top executives. We'll talk about that next.
Waves don't care what age you are. Take them on the way you are.